I know you guys have been waiting for this one. I flew across the world to do this, so please give this video some love in the likes, comments, hit the subscribe button, and enjoy this episode with Sika Strength's Owen Murphy.
Cold, dude.
It is pretty cold, isn't it?
You can see my breath in here.
Yes. But Austin's pretty warm all year round, is it?
Yeah. It's like, what do we calculate? Like 24 degrees there right now?
Okay. Celsius?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 75 Fahrenheit.
It was minus 10 like 3 weeks ago here.
Yeah. Do you get a lot of snow here?
No, but when we do, we get a lot of snow. Like,
Yeah.
had like 6 inches of snowstorm like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Ireland's really weird because it's the temperature flux is a lot. So
Yeah.
like, say the week on a Sunday we got like 5-6 inches of snow.
Yeah.
It was like -5 for like 4 or 5 days.
Uh-huh.
And then like on the Sunday, 7 days later, it's like 10 degrees. So,
Oh, weird.
But it's really humid, so it's
I mean, Texas is kind of like that too. We had a freeze recently, which
Yes.
means it got down to like 30 degrees or like -1, something like that.
okay.
But it was like that for 2 days, and then 2 days after, it was back to feeling like summer.
Is that a Barbell Apparel
Yeah.
shirt? They
Yeah.
make good stuff, don't they?
I love their stuff. I think the joggers
Yes.
are worth it.
Yeah. Is that them?
This is like the thicker one.
Yes.
So I like the ultralight ones, but
Yes.
these are the same cut, just different material.
I have those. They're
Yeah.
really, really good.
I like them a lot.
See, these pants are training pants.
Yeah.
These are actually like 4 years old. They're bulletproof. But
Yeah, no holes yet.
I don't know if I can give you a good snatch or not today, but I'll give it a go.
I don't know either. I snatched 45 yesterday.
Oh, nice.
So,
Did you get a video?
yeah.
Can I see?
Oh, not on my phone.
Oh, okay.
It's on my computer. It was actually really, really good. Every snatch up to that was terrible, and then 45 was perfect.
You haven't gotten any coaching from anyone, have you?
In the
Recent years?
none. It's all me. Last coach I had was Dave at Cal Strength.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Back in 2022. Or no, 2020.
Oh, fuck.
All right,
I have Coach Anton. He just does.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's so good. He just does technique. I'll send him like a video like once every month maybe,
Really?
and I'll be like, "What's this?" And I'll get like a 3-minute video back being like, "Everything is wrong," and then I'll
Yeah.
just work on that for like 2 months, and then
So what's his deal? Was he like part of the Georgian? He never really trained like with Lasha, right?
no, he did.
He did?
Yeah. So
Okay.
he was in Ukraine, trained as Ukrainian athletes, and then don't think he ever did international for Ukraine,
Yeah.
but he was doing like 180, 215 or 220 as a 94 in Ukraine or something.
Yeah.
Moved to Georgia, got a bronze in Tokyo, and then he tested positive like Worlds at the end of that year. So he's like doing CrossFit now, but he lives in
Yeah.
Georgia. So he
I love his technique.
oh, so good.
He's so good.
Actually, that could be a good video actually. Like he does like video calls, you know.
Yeah.
So you could just like ask him if you wanted to do like just review your snatch for one video or something like a live session.
Yeah.
Might be worth it. You should.
That'd be
Georgia's. It's pretty far from wherever you are. It's like 7 hours from here in a flight, but
Georgia?
yeah.
Yeah, I've traveled there before, and it was
cool.
there's
you
a
like
lot
it?
of travel. I had Junior Worlds there in 2016, I think.
Do I go like 50?
Yeah. Been on Waco 15s, but they're buried somewhere in there.
There, somewhere in there, but.
Whatever. What was that?
What gym are you training at home?
It's called Stonehenge Weightlifting. It's the only real, like, pure weightlifting gym in Austin, Texas.
What's the huge, massive warehouse one? Is that Stonehenge or is it a different one? Like this?
That was game day.
Oh, okay.
So that was like a hybrid weightlifting, powerlifting gym.
Yes.
Stonehenge is just weightlifting.
Okay.
It's just full of platforms everywhere.
What's the membership like?
Like $100 a month, I think.
Oh, okay.
It's not bad.
Is rent cheap in Austin like that?
No, but he's got a good location.
Okay.
So he's able to charge a fair price.
Is it far from you?
40 minutes away,
Oh, okay.
but I don't care. I like a long drive before I get to the gym.
Yeah,
Let me drink my caffeine and kind of
Yes.
get in the right headspace.
I'm a no caffeiner,
You've been doing no caffeine?
no caffeine for years.
Really?
Yep.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Do you feel better with no caffeine?
Yes. What's your body weight at the moment?
104.
Nice.
Holding around there pretty steady.
What's the heaviest you've been?
112.
Ooh.
That was when I clean and jerk 200.
Nice. Big boy.
What's your body weight?
106 at the moment.
Okay.
I was about 110 when I did 300. But to be honest, as long as I'm like over 100 kilos, I find it doesn't really matter that
Yeah.
much.
Yeah,
It's just
same.
kind of your brain being like, oh, I have to be heavier, but it really doesn't. Like,
You don't. You kind of feel like you realize after a while
Yeah.
that there's like a perfect weight for you.
yeah.
Because I've gone, when I was at Cal Strength, I got all the way up to 116.
Okay.
Felt terrible.
Yeah.
My lifts suffered, like
Oh, yeah.
had no front rack position.
Same. Yes.
I feel like 105 to 110 is right where I need to be.
You're like 6 foot more?
6'2". Cool.
I usually go 80. I take weird
fine.
jumps. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take your jumps. Dude, when I train with Colby,
Yes. Would you take like 50 kilo jumps?
on clean and jerk, he goes 70, 20, 70.
What?
Yeah,
Fuck that. Oh, 55.
psycho.
So was he weightlifting before he's kind of weightlifting?
Yeah, I mean, he was a football guy. He'd been playing football since he was 5.
Okay.
And I think the craziest stat about him that I got was in high school, he power cleaned 188 with no hook grip.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Before he ever started weightlifting.
Who's coaching him?
This guy named Cord Gunnan, it's Danielle Gunnan. She was on the U.S. team. Her
Sounds
wife,
familiar.
or her husband, not her wife, Jesus. He's good. They have a good thing going over there.
What's he like?
He's the coolest guy. Doesn't do social media, doesn't do anything like that. He's just lifting weights, working a job.
Oh, really?
It's cool.
Actually feels kind of good.
Yeah, I feel good today. He, when I was filming with him, he did a 2+1 clean and jerk at 210.
Nice.
No belt, nothing on his knees.
Yes. What's he squatting?
He said the most he's ever done is 300. But
Everyone can do 300 these days, apparently.
it seems like everyone that's a weightlifter that's like has excess strength, they all stop at like 300. I feel like there's really not a need to go over that.
No, there's not.
But
No.
I think the most Lasha's ever done is 320.
Yeah,
In the
maybe
squat?
a bit more.
Maybe like a 330 or something.
I think he's
But
at like 330, but like,
it's always doubles and they're always fast.
yeah.
Like Aaron Williams, probably the strongest human I've ever met.
Really?
I mean, I've technically met Lasha, but
Yes.
strongest American I've ever met. And most he's done on squats, 300. He's front squatted 270, but
Did he rep 300 recently?
I think he did it when he did it for a double.
Oh, okay. Squatflation is real.
Yeah, dude. 270 doesn't mean anything anymore.
Nah, it literally doesn't. Which is actually crazy because realistically, like there's probably like maybe less than 200 weightlifters. Like
Yeah.
any given day could do 270 when you think about it. So what
Yeah.
percent of the population is that, you know? No, you can't let social media get to you.
I'm like, so back when I was really competitive with other people,
Yes.
like when I was competing,
Yes.
it got to me a lot.
Yes.
Nowadays, I find it exciting to see people lift a lot of weight now.
Yeah.
I want everyone to lift more than me.
Yeah.
But back then, if I would see like a guy I had to compete at in
Yeah.
juniors post like a 180 clean and jerk.
Yeah.
It would bother me for like weeks.
It's kind of useful too, though,
Yeah.
especially at that age.
Yeah, if you're having some like, if you're slacking off and you see that, it does
Yeah.
kind of, but there's multiple ways to react to that kind of thing. It can be very negative.
Yeah.
Like if you see that and you're like, it's not even worth it.
When I was younger, I used to be like that as well.
Really?
I'd have been like, fuck. Or people, even in Ireland, you know,
Yeah.
like it's not good all the time, but like it's okay sometimes, I think, especially for younger athletes, because you do need a bit of a, you know, a bit of a boost sometimes.
I do think weightlifting needs more just like person-to-person competition.
Yeah.
Because it's all like, with the competitors, everyone's in such like good spirits and super supportive, which is fine.
Yes.
But it would be cool to just see people be like, on Instagram, be like, fuck you, dude, I'm about to out-total you.
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff would be. And then if they respect each other after,
Yeah.
it's great.
You don't want it to be cringy either, though.
You know, and there's a very fine line.
The best way to support the series is to sign up for the Dog Pack. The Dog Pack is a complete weightlifting program. It is updated week by week, and there's many different variations of it. You can do even focus, RPE based, snatch focus, strength focus, clean and jerk focus. There's a speed workout option if you want to get the workout done in 30 minutes or less. Just kind of takes the important stuff and crunches it down. There's also a video technique manual on there. There's videos on every single exercise that teach you how to perform it. There is the 4-week squat cycle. The squat cycle that's responsible for thousands of PRs has just been added to the app. You get it for free when you sign up. There's a community page. There's a progress page where you can track your metrics. It is the complete and total package for everything Dozer weightlifting and everything you need to make progress in the sport of weightlifting. Click the link below and sign up for your free trial. Back to the video.
I will say one thing. The best thing for my speed was squatting 300 kilos. I hadn't done jumps in years, like any kind of vertical jumping or broad jumping. Like within 2 weeks, I was literally like, oh, this is the most I can ever jump.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy. It was just like we used to think, you know, we do a lot of athlete stuff. And like you see double body weight, 2.5 times body weight for like vertical jump. But no one really gets to 3 times body weight, you know, in most sports. So you don't have a lot of data, but it wasn't far off 3 times body weight for me, you know. So I was, as soon as I went jumping, I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, this is really makes a fucking difference.
Dude, watching Clarence jump
Yeah.
is one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Did he do any jumps for you yesterday?
Yeah, it was like after we were just talking, and there were jerk blocks like this high.
Yes.
And he was just standing there talking and just turned and jumped and like landed with straight legs.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he did a backflip and was in the air for like 5 seconds. It's like,
And he's like 88 kilos now, so he's even.
he's very springy right now.
You want to go like 110 and 120 kind of?
Yeah. So, did you ever compete against Clarence in Ireland?
No, so Clarence did very little domestic competitions,
Okay.
like 3 maybe,
Yeah.
maybe 4. So he started weightlifting a couple of years before me. He done like 2, then came back for like 1 to just go to European juniors and stuff. And then he'd kind of stopped competing by the time like 2013. So I did my first European juniors. And then he just kind of basically finished by then.
Yeah.
Competition ways, obviously.
You guys met just like at a gym, right?
Yeah, university gym. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yep. I heard like rumors, people be like, have you seen the guy squatting?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, and people kept saying to me in the university gym, you know, they're like, this young guy, he's just like squatting loads of weights and stuff. He's like, he's doing the stuff you're doing. And I was like, oh, okay. And then kept hearing about it. And I met him one night. I saw him lifting and I was like, oh, this is clearly the guy everybody's talking about. This makes sense. I see now.
Yeah. He's been posting on YouTube for 20 years. That's crazy. Oh, yeah. Need these feet to move. I'm normally not an equipment snob, but if there's a nice equipment around, I always try to use it. At Stonehenge, we have one of those old Russian Eleiko bars with like the collar lock.
Yeah.
That bar is so good.
Okay.
It's the best feeling bar ever. Yeah.
It's not too bad. Could be better.
What's the most you've snatched in like the last month?
Well, 140.
140?
Yeah. That was better.
How much do you find getting your legs excessively strong helps your Olympic lifts?
Actually, this sounds kind of douchey, but I don't know because I've never really been at a point where my legs were like the limiting factor.
Yeah.
Like the first time I squatted, I was like, I could do 120 ass to grass for reps. So that was before I started the first day in weightlifting. So
Yeah.
I've never really had a point where I was like, oh, I need to get stronger for this, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
So like after you squatted 300, did you push the lifts at all? No.
So before I did 300, I had done. So basically, what happened? Do you want a long story or a short story?
Long story.
I'll give you the long story.
Long video.
So when I used to work in pharmaceutical,
Okay.
and I was doing Seeking Strength with Dara for years before that. We left, go full time. Obviously, a lot of pressure to get the business going. Weightlifting took a bit of a backseat. I'd do a big training block. I'd get back to like 140, 170, and then I'd kind of take it easy for a little bit again. Then I started doing jiu-jitsu. Then I like ruptured a tendon here, take a break. I obviously couldn't grip the bar or anything.
Yeah.
Then I'd get back training again, get back to like 140, 170, 180, like in 3 months.
Yeah.
And then then my son was born, and I was kind of at a point where I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wasn't like anxious about training or anything. I was just kind of like, I'm not sure what I'm doing. So basically what I was doing, I was like, look, I really enjoy jiu-jitsu right now. I'm just going to do like jiu-jitsu full time. I was weightlifting like once a week. I'd squat like once a month.
Yes.
And I was doing jiu-jitsu like 5 times a week. I was having a great time. Like, it's not like I was like, oh, weightlifting, no. I was like, no, I was having a great time. And then we're going to Japan with Zach and Dara and Clarence. And I was like, I need to fucking be in some kind of shape if I'm going to see Toshiki. So I was like, you know what? Why don't I figure out this year, plan it a bit better? Because I was kind of flying by the seat of my pants for the few years before that.
Yeah.
And I still loved weightlifting for sure. But I was like, let me take this opportunity to try and squat 300 in 2023 and do a little bit of weightlifting. So I picked like power cleans and behind the neck jerks, jiu-jitsu 3 times a week. And I was having a great time. That was for the first like 6 months of the year. Everything was going great. And then I met Toshiki and he talked about that program, that 5x5.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I have to try this. I was like, I just have to. I knew it was going to be the worst way. Like, because I'd started that year, I failed the 220 squat. I can't remember any I've ever failed the 220 squat. But I'd squatted like 6 times in the 6 months prior.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this isn't okay. So I started with a max of 200 that year. And I was just running our squat program. I got back to, I think I had 250 for a double by the time we got to Japan. And then I did 240 for 5 in Japan. And then Toshiki talked about his program. And I was like, oh, this is definitely a bad way to do it, but I have to try it.
It's like 5x5 every day, right?
5 times a week.
Yeah.
3x10 drop sets. So I basically, for the rest of that year, it was just squatting and just jiu-jitsu. I didn't do anything else. I didn't do pulls, I didn't do accessories, I didn't do my core work, I did cardio, jiu-jitsu 2 or 3 times a week, and I squatted 5 times a week. It worked.
Yeah.
It was stupid.
I mean, if you do a lot of squats, it's going to work.
It was really good fun. It was really good.
I think one misconception people have is they hear that and they're like, oh, squatting a lot works. They'll do all those squats and then they'll train Olympic lifting like this, and that's where it can get bad.
You know what? Sorry, to answer your question, even though I didn't do any Olympic lifts so I didn't do a snatching for like a year.
Yeah.
I think like the first snatch session that came back, I did 120. So my legs were in good shape. And obviously I had a decade of weightlifting before that, so skill-wise, but it hasn't made the comeback any easier.
Yeah. Did it feel super weird overhead?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jiu-jitsu fucked scary.
I mean, you're always just like this in
yes,
jiu-jitsu.
my elbows were ruined.
Yeah. Better. Much better.
Might do another one at 20.
Okay.
But jiu-jitsu destroyed my mobility. Hip mobility was amazing because you're like this all the time.
Yeah.
Like in all positions. But my elbow, I lost extension in both elbows. Like I couldn't fully extend both my elbows.
Really?
I had like borderline tendonitis in both my tricep tendons. So this one is perfect. A year later, I'm still trying to fix this one.
Damn.
Yeah, so...
Does it mess up your clean and jerk more than snatch?
Well, that's why I had to stop clean and jerking.
Okay.
A rack position was like 6 out of 10 pain.
Oh, yeah.
Like an empty barbell. Back squats were sore.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, last year I just started doing a bit of snatching, and now I do a lot of sprinting, snatching. I broke my foot last year, obviously.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu, so I haven't gone back yet. So do a lot of cardio, a lot of sprinting. I snatch really hard. I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm just pretending, like I'm really, you know,
you're training it.
3 sessions a week, and I'm going after them, and I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
I might actually just do a few singles at 120 today.
Yeah.
I could go more, but I'd like to just do a bit of training.
Yeah. Get something productive.
Yes. And I'd save it for the squat as well.
The jet lag killed me last night.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't fall asleep until 5 in the morning.
You're like 7 hours ahead, are you?
And I normally go to sleep at 6 hours ahead. Normally go to sleep at like midnight.
Okay. Fuck.
So
yes.
I basically fell asleep around my bedtime.
More caffeine and nicotine.
Yeah. Got up at noon. I feel all right though.
It's worth it.
Oh. Yeah, maybe I should have done 20 again. You got 20?
Yeah, I'll do 20.
Yeah. After that,
Your...
my brain just immediately goes like, "Oh, you have to snatch 40 today."
Okay. It's hard when you're talking like this. You go from being like, "Yeah," to I have to just snatch. Again.
Yeah. I've gotten better at it. It's a weird transition. Nice.
I actually, just to hijack the session, I might do a lot of singles at 120.
That's fine.
If that's...
Because I'll probably be snatching for a little bit.
Okay. I was hoping to be in better snatching shape for this, but I like reset the block.
Yeah.
And then I was like, we went to Poland 2 weeks ago to see the training camp.
Yeah.
And that kind of fucked me up a bit, so I was like...
How was that, training in that training hall?
Cool. So cool.
The amount of videos I've seen from that training hall?
Yes.
It's like legendary.
Oh, it's so cool. It's amazing. It's an unbelievable setup. And it's so well run. Equipment is great. Food is really good as well. I like kind of European, Eastern European kind of food, you know? It's like meat, rice, fresh veg.
Yeah, I had Worlds in Poland 1 year. Mm-hmm. It was in Wrocław, I guess they say Wrocław or something like that. But,
yes.
I like Poland.
Yes.
Poland was cool.
I think Spala is actually Spawa.
Yeah.
But we were like, I can't say that.
Did you train on a Dolegas platform?
No, it was covered in judo mats.
Oh, really?
It's down in the corner.
Yeah.
But when we run the camp, I think we'll try and make it, because we'll try and have a good group.
I think that platform and then Ilya's platform in Kazakhstan, those are like the two most infamous training platforms there are.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
There we go.
I think, look at your snatch. Like you've kind of like, your legs, you know, if you have to have the imaginary ratios, like your legs are a lot longer for your torso for weightlifting. So I think what kind of happens with yours is you're just getting here a bit too early.
Yeah.
And then your pull is a little bit short.
That's been the problem for so long. I find that it sounds weird, but whenever Ian Wilson actually told me to do this.
Yes.
He's like, you're a longer limb guy like me.
Yes.
He's like, try to center your gravity and the ball of your foot off the floor.
Oh, cool.
He's like, don't go full foot. Try to like press through the toes a little bit. Because then artificially, that moves your center of gravity forward a bit.
Yes.
So it almost kind of shortens what happens here.
Yes.
So whenever I start missing, I'm like, just pull off your toes on this one, and it normally fixes.
Okay, counterbalances.
It's a weird.
Yes.
It's a weird thing to navigate. I always watch people with good lever snatch, and I just get so jealous.
Do you train your back much?
Yes. Back's always been really strong.
Okay. You have a big deadlift, don't you?
Yeah, I deadlifted 290 without training it at all.
Nice.
So
Yes.
it's always been a strong suit, for sure.
This video is brought to you by Barbell Apparel. We have just dropped a t-shirt, the t-shirt I'm wearing right now, training. The back of it looks like this. Pretty fucking sick. And when you buy this shirt, all of the proceeds go directly towards travel expenses for this series. So if you guys don't know, I've been voluntarily lighting money on fire to make this series for you. Been traveling across the country and world. If you get one of these shirts, the proceeds go to supporting that. So if you like this series, represent it with a shirt, and that way you can donate a little bit of money to keep the series alive. I'm gonna keep doing this until my bank account runs dry, but preferably that doesn't happen. So if you can, snag one of these shirts, and they look fucking sick too. They're comfortable, they're barbell, you can train in them, they're amazing. Click the link below, it'll send you directly to that shirt. Back to the video.
Yeah. 35.
To be honest, to kind of go back to your original question about the 300,
Yeah.
the difference between 270 and 300 of my lifts,
Yeah.
very little difference. But I'd always neglected pulls. So obviously from a coaching point of view, pulls are really important. But when you're coaching yourself,
Yeah.
you're like, I don't need pulls. I've got a 270 back squat for reps,
Yeah.
it's fine. But when I come back, obviously, I do my own programming, but I take Anton's advice very seriously.
Yeah.
And he's like, you need to do pulls. And I was like, how often do you do pulls? He's like, every time you snatch. And I was like, are you sure? It's like every time.
Every time.
And I will say, just like, I understand theoretically from a coaching point of view, obviously, of course. But personally, I was like, oh, damn, it does help.
It does,
Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
That's why I always say, like, if you're actually trying to get better, like you and I are in a position where we're just kind of trying to
Yeah.
have some cool lifts a couple times a year. If you're trying to like compete and be really good at weightlifting, like it's so important to have an actual coach.
Yes.
Because no matter how good you are going to give yourself leeway with whatever your programming is. If you hate squatting, chances are that's going to be a weak point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm very lucky because I will call Dara in a session. Like, I will be snatching, and I'll be like, this isn't going right. And I'll be like, Dara, I'll be like, this happened. He's like, yeah, just stop. And I'm like, okay. It'll be like a 15-second phone call.
Yeah.
So I'm really lucky in that regards, just to have someone objectively who I trust. I like being coached. I have no ego around being like, oh, I'm a professional weightlifting coach, so I can't take help. I'm like, no, I want my lifting to be separate from coaching, and I want to be better.
like having a coach is not a matter of like, I feel like it's always misconstrued like, oh, this person has to know more than me. They have to be. It's not the case at all. You just need another person that's kind of a second point of view towards your weightlifting. Yeah. Because you're always going to have bias in your own
100%.
eyes. Always.
All right, let's see it. Yeah, that was nice. That was the best one.
Yeah, getting better.
I kind of, so, you know the way you're talking about, you want to do big lifts like a couple times a year?
Yeah.
So we did a squat seminar and with Gabriel in London. So I was like, I'm going to peak for this. And I knew would happen was I would do, you know when you go train with someone like that?
Yeah.
And there's an environment and there was like 50 people watching us. I knew I'd do big lifts and I was like, right, this is kind of going to fuck me a little bit because I have my shed lifts that I'm doing at the moment.
Yeah.
And so I'm on the comeback. I broke my foot last year and I'm training and I'm like, okay, what's probably going to happen is I'm going to do a huge snatch and a huge squat. That's like not reflective of the training I should be doing, you know? So it's exactly what happened. I didn't even plan on snatching. I was like, I'm just going to squat. And then Gabriel was snatching by himself. Anton was supposed to be there as well, but he got messed up. There was some political stuff that happened just like that week or a couple of weeks before it. So I'm like, I'll snatch these. Gabriel. Yeah. I snatched. I'd done 140 once that year so far. And things were going so well. I just destroyed a 142. Yeah. And I was like, right, I'm going to take a massive jump here and just get a bigger number on the board for my comeback, you know? Yeah. So I did 147. And I was like, this has fucked me so much for my own garage training. And then the same with the squat. I was like, I'm probably at like 270 at the moment. But then I squatted 290. And I was like, I've really screwed my training here. But it was worth it. It was good.
I feel like training in a situation like that with such low stimulus from like external factors, like you're just by yourself. The moment you get in like a high stim environment with a bunch of people, there's like
Yeah.
The discrepancy in what you can do is so big.
Yeah.
That's why I always tell people, I'm like, if you're training for a meet like taper week, like turn the music down, lower
Yes.
the caffeine, just
Yeah.
be bored the
Yeah,
whole
that's a good
time.
point. Yeah.
Then when you get to a meet, you're gonna be jacked up. Weight's gonna be flying.
I was, because I was like, this 147 isn't really reflective of what I should be doing in my training at the moment.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You want 40?
Yeah, we can just go another green.
Yep. You know, like on the subject of when you're younger, you were like, oh, I have to, Dylan's coming, I better snatch more than Dylan. You know?
Yeah.
Whereas today I'm like, okay, what would I do on this Sunday? And I was like, probably a couple of singles at 120. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Just keeping
that
it
said,
together.
I did promise YouTube I would give you a big squat. So
Yeah.
I'm also conscious.
I'm not gonna have a big squat. I'll try, but it's
Yes.
not gonna be close to 270.
All right, let's see.
Maybe 240, best case scenario.
That's still
but
good.
I'll make up for it here.
All right, let's see it. Yes.
How's it been? That'll be good for today.
You gonna leave it there?
Yeah. You want one more?
Nah, let's do squats.
Squats.
Yeah.
Were you thinking about going up for a second?
No.
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 I'll let you set the rack height. I want to do this thing to where I can see what, if I max my snatch
Yes.
every day for a week, how much that would total.
What are you thinking?
Like if I could do, just add up like 5 days in a row of snatches and see how high I can get that number. It's a stupid idea, but I'm at that point in my weightlifting where I want to do weird shit like
Yes. Instagram likes that kind of stuff, doesn't it?
that. Huh?
Instagram kind of likes that kind of.
They do, like the challenge kind of stuff.
Yes. You see Jamal Browner's doing like a.
Like 400 deadlift every day or something like that.
Yeah, what's 800 pounds?
365.
Yeah. So he's doing that. I think he's trying to do it. I don't know how long he's doing it, but I think he's on like 2 weeks already.
That's crazy.
All right, Mr. Elbows, you're gonna have to.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Fresh Elbows. I did some power cleans a few weeks ago because my elbows are feeling really good, and obviously I went as heavy as possible.
Yeah.
And then, like 2 days later, I was snatching, and I was just like this, like nervy pain, and I was like, "Yeah,
That
you're
sucks.
a dumbass. Yeah, that's your own.
Yeah.
That's what you get. Do you want to rest for a bit, or do you want to go straight?
Like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Switch out the batteries and stuff.
Do you want to do a couple of sets of that, or what do you want to do?
I'm ready for whatever.
Okay, I usually go just like 170 next.
That's fine. Yeah. I normally do 70, 220. I'm always a big jump person.
Let's just go. We go 160,
Okay.
160, 200, say.
Yeah.
If that's ours. Let's see how it feels. I like to take smaller, not smaller jumps, but after. I like to go like 200, 220, kind of. I like bigger jumps at the start, and then kind of the middle, I like to feel it out a small bit.
Yeah.
And then if it's really good, I'll be like, oh, I can take the
Yeah.
monumental.
It is nice to kind of get in a groove early
Yes.
and then start sending them.
What wraps are they?
What's that?
What wraps are those?
They're out of business. It's called Heavyco or Heavyco.
Never heard of
So,
it.
I love the wraps.
There has been a lot of weightlifting companies who've come and gone over the years.
Yeah, these feel a lot better than yesterday. When I squatted with Clarence,
What'd
like
you squat yesterday?
my left hip was so locked up.
Okay.
I think it was just the London flight. What's up?
It's like clean and jerking with Caleb again. What did you say he lifted? 210 for a double.
Yeah. Well, a 2+1. He was confusing to watch.
Yes.
He worked up to a 165 snatch. It was so easy. He did get called for a press out at Worlds on a lift that would have gotten him bronze.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, okay.
So he's kind of in the mix, but he's going to need 185, 230 to really...
He has the physical capability, no doubt.
Completely.
It's just that skill aspect.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's no way around the experience aspect of weightlifting. Like, no matter how freaky you are, you have to do it for a while.
10 years is 10 years at the end of the day.
Yeah.
What was Hampton like? Hampton Morris?
He's such a cool kid. Like, the way he's so analytical of everything.
Yes.
So every single aspect that could be related to weightlifting is documented.
Okay.
So sauna time per week in minutes is documented. Ice bath time per minutes a week is documented. Hyperbaric chamber, red light therapy, diet, calories, sleep. Everything is in a spreadsheet. And for the week, if he has an off week or an off day, they go to that spreadsheet and look at the numbers and see what was skewed.
Yeah.
Then they'll know to make adjustments and do all, like, he's as dialed in as you could possibly be.
Nice.
And they both, like, him and his dad, they just love it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a game for them.
Cool.
So they stay very, very motivated the whole time.
Does he like the hyperbaric chamber?
Yeah. He uses it 4 nights a week.
Oh, fuck.
Sleeps in there for 3 hours, then we'll hop out and just sleep in a bed right beside it.
Oh, they bought one?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's crazy. They have like they have a garage, which is all their equipment, and there's a upper level, which is all the recovery stuff.
Yes.
It's pretty crazy. They have like a whole training center at their house.
Go, Dad.
Yeah.
How's it feel?
Pretty good.
Go 220?
Yeah. His collars are tough.
Aggressive. Have you many more episodes planned?
Yeah, Kendrick Ferris, March.
Ooh.
March. This belt is freezing. God.
Nice. That's it.
It's not bad.
That's good. How'd it feel?
Good.
Nice. I'm gonna go 250.
All right. I will do 240.
Nice.
What's one thing you see on social media in regards to weightlifting that aggravates you, like a common trend?
The confidence of people who don't have any theoretical, practical, or coaching knowledge around weightlifting. That's probably what I try not to let anything aggravate me on social media.
Yeah.
You know, the way I view things is we don't do narky reactions. I noticed you never do it either.
Yeah.
You don't do call outs. You don't react to people's bad stuff.
Yeah.
But there's an Irish man in me. When I get comments like that, I just want to take the piss out of people. But I'm like, there's no point. But some of the comments, like, yeah, that's definitely.
I mean, that's like the whole "what's your total" thing with me and Zach.
Yeah,
we always
yeah.
say that. That's kind of what that is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like people that just.
But I like Zach's metric. He's like,
Yeah.
this can demonstrate to me that you've earned the
Yeah.
right to have an opinion of someone.
It's the one thing that shows me how well versed you are in the sport is your total. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that was good. Okay, I can give you 270.
Yeah.
That'll do,
looks
surely.
smooth.
That's the one thing, since I did 300, my ability to maintain my squat has never been that good. Even when I did 290,
Yeah.
I couldn't, like there isn't a week that I couldn't do 270 now, you know?
Really?
Yes.
I mean, that's got to be nice having just a 270 in your back pocket all the time.
Well, great for things like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's also good if I want to do more, you know?
Yeah.
Like the reason.
This video is brought to you by Podium Supplements. I'm telling you guys, these Stroop waffles from Podium Supplements are maybe the greatest protein snack I've ever tasted in my life. The Stroop waffles are literally candy. They're fucking delicious. They're really small. They're like 6 grams of protein each. And I can clear out a whole box of them in a day. When you go get some pre-workout from Podium, make sure you add those to your cart because they're fucking amazing. And at checkout, use discount code Dozer to get 10% off. Back to the video.
Like the training block for 300 was 10 months, you know?
Yeah.
But I started at 200. I've never been that weak in my life since the first time I squatted 200, you know? I remember failing 220 and being like, what? What just happened? I tried again a week later and I failed it again and I was like, what's going on?
Yeah. I mean, I always swear those like deep valleys you get into with training always result.
Yes.
Because the weakest I had been in like the last 10 years was the start of my training cycle for 160 and 200.
Nice.
I was missing like 110, 115 snatches. Just horrible.
I can accept bad snatches and clean and jerks. Weightlifting's hard. But the squat was just like, I wasn't even that bothered, but I was just like perturbed. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I just missed.
I remember I went to like a commercial gym
Yes.
during that phase and worked up to I was going to work up to a pause squat single, just something quick.
Yes.
Put 184 on and walked it out. And I was like, there is a very real chance.
Yeah.
And it took me like 8 seconds to stand up.
Okay.
And I was like, this has to change. Because that was when I was like running and stuff like that, which is terrible
Oh my God.
for weightlifting.
Sprinting is kind of nice.
Yeah.
It doesn't really help your weightlifting, but you can sprint and weightlift without problem.
Yeah. I mean, it transfers for sure. It's explosiveness rather than just steady state for 40 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. Like, people are always asking about jumping and stuff, and it's like plyometrics are definitely good for your weightlifting, but in the order of you've got limited training resources as an amateur weightlifter who has a job and relationships and kids and who doesn't have a high skill base or a high strength base. It's not that plyometrics is going to make you worse. It's just, you know,
bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, and it's not that I'd ever discourage someone from doing them, but
your time could be spent better doing snatch and clean and jerk.
Like, they'll help a bit for sure, and if you do them for long enough, but it's just kind of like it's like a really small difference, you know.
Yeah, that's a common trend I see is people getting really attached to these things that may give you a little bit of help.
Yeah,
like people getting really attached to like sauna and ice bath and
but you've probably done that as well. I've definitely done that.
Yeah, I've done it with everything.
Like when I started weightlifting, I would be anything, because there was nothing on weightlifting. When did you start weightlifting?
2012.
So I started 2011. So same time. There was nothing about weightlifting online.
No.
And you'd just be looking for absolutely anything that might possibly be. Remember the double knee bends?
Yes.
That had already finished in international weightlifting in terms of like being a direct coaching thing. But online, someone would mention it, and you'd be like, double knee bend? I need to go try this.
I remember I would watch someone with just crazy, like I would watch Naeem do a snatch and how he whipped his head back, or like Demos whip his head back. I would like be like, oh, these guys do it. I have to do that.
Yeah.
Then it would just fucking destroy my snatch.
Or someone would start with a particular start position, and you'd be like, that's the one, I need to do this one.
I would copy people's like routines before they would step up to the bar. Like I tried to do Klokov's thing where you just sit there for like 30 seconds before a snatch. Just like, I mean, I think
but it helps.
If you're a weightlifter, all that stuff is good to try.
Yeah,
like it keeps it exciting too.
Yes.
If you like, I'm gonna go to the gym today and snatch like Klokov, you're gonna be a little more excited than if you're like, fuck, I gotta do all these snatches.
You're calibrating your brain as well. Yeah. You know, you're learning different things, and your brain does go, oh, I kind of have a bit of a better feel for what this stuff is about. It's not the best way to do things, but it's a way.
Yeah. Like the boring guidance I would give someone that's trying all those things, I'm like, there's a chance you can waste time doing a bunch of different things, but the 3 things that you can never waste time doing are snatch, clean, and jerk, and squat.
That's true.
So as long as you're doing those, you can add whatever, but don't ever sacrifice those for some other weird shit.
All right, let's see it. Nice. That was all right.
Wasn't bad.
What do you think? We got 270.
All right.
Just throw on the 15s over there.
Cool. Let's go. Yeah.
It's not bad. That's definitely it, but that's good.
Yeah. You go down so fast.
Yeah, I do with heavier weights.
Yeah.
My training weights, I'll do them a lot slower, but it definitely helps.
Yeah.
Especially in weightlifting. It's good for weightlifting, but it's also good for just obviously if you can go faster, get more stretch reflex, get more force.
You do.
But I'll be honest with you, it definitely is a bit more dangerous with heavier weights.
For sure. Especially with a Olympic bar that's whipping around like that.
Yeah.
Have you done heavy squats on like a powerlifting bar?
I hate it.
Really?
I hate it. That's what I know is the squat with the weightlifting bar.
Yeah.
So I'm no.
I remember I trained on a powerlifting bar for a while, and then that was at Mashley. Then I moved to Cal Strength. It was like a week after I got there. They had me attempt 280.
Yeah.
And that there was a powerlifting bar there, and I put it on the rack, and Dave was like, no. And I was like, this is going to be... I remember walking it out. Like,
yes.
As soon as I took it out, it was just
the
whole time. But
like, even... Like, today is a dumb decision, you know, like driving for 3 hours and doing a single to that's really stupid, especially those kind of weights. But it's worth it for YouTube.
It's a business decision.
Yeah, it is. It is. I feel like if you're flying all the way from Austin and then coming from the UK, I owe you a minimum 270. That was my reasoning. The snatch, I was like, no one's going to care about 135 or 140. You know. But I feel like there's a 220 like single or a 270 squat is like, you know, I feel like that's owed.
Think I got 250?
Oh fuck yeah, definitely.
All right.
I actually kind of think you have 260.
We'll see what 250 looks like. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the stuff I do with these videos is pretty dumb.
It's not training is the problem.
No, it's not. But
it helps you maintain.
It does.
Yeah.
I make sure I get a decent amount of work. I at least touch some heavy weights.
Yes.
But I remember I did a video with Brandon Victorian and this girl, Rebecca Rouse, on the same day. I went and trained.
Oh, she's a really jack girl, isn't it?
Yeah.
She's positions are so nice.
Yeah.
Her back strength is class.
She's jacked, dude.
Who was the other guy?
Brandon Victorian. He's the 89 on the world team for the USA.
Oh, yeah. yes.
Like crazy jack.
Yes.
But I went and did his training session for Friday. So I woke up at 5 a.m., drove to Dallas 3 hours, trained with him.
Yes.
Drove 2 hours to Rebecca, maxed out with her, and then drove back in the same night.
Okay.
And like, if I was ever an athlete doing that stuff, like that would be the dumbest thing I could possibly do.
Yes.
But when you do social media, you gotta fucking...
To be honest, even today, like, I'm glad I just did the 120s, you know, so I'm like, you want to go heavier, but like, no, this actually... You do fuck yourself in some ways.
You can, yeah. It's always risky. Yeah.
Like I did get back squatting after 10 days, break my foot. So
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I see my so. So I've taken a huge break from weightlifting.
Yeah.
And like 3 weeks beforehand, I got back to 140, and 140 is kind of the start of where you're like, yeah, this is kind of these are like meaningful weights, you know.
Yeah.
And I obviously put so much work into getting 300.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. I was like, this could be 4 months, 5 months without doing anything.
Yeah.
So I was like, the sooner I can get back squatting, I was like, snatching doesn't matter, jumping, jiu-jitsu, nothing matters. If I get back to squatting as soon as possible, everything else will be fine.
How'd you break your foot? Was it like a heel hook or something?
No, so it was actually just a complete freak accident. So basically, I was standing like this. A dude who was like 60 kilos was here.
Yeah.
He'd hold up my gi, and he dropped. But instead of like dropping here, he dropped just like here on top of my foot. But as he was dropping, like he had my gi in a tight grip like this. So it was just like a really aggressive, like inversion of my foot here.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I don't think it's sorry. Actually, you know what?
Yeah,
squat,
just real
I'll tell you
quick.
after. Let's go.
I fucked up the walkout.
Oh, yeah,
It hit the side. Whatever.
That's really whippy, isn't it?
Really?
It feels whippier than usual.
Yeah. Damn.
But so I looked down on my foot, and like this was like all the way over here.
Oh shit.
So my immediate thought wasn't a broken foot. My immediate thought was, oh no, I've ruptured my Achilles tendon. I've inverted so much.
That's worse.
And that's what I thought. That's my immediate thought. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I'm gonna have to get surgery. And I was like, oh man. So I immediately was like this. I was like, hey, flexion, extension, supination, all this. I was like, okay, it can't be ruptured.
Yeah.
So it's like, at best, it's a sprain. And I was like, I don't think it's broken. So obviously, I sat down. He came over to me. He was like, oh, I'm really sorry, Owen, whatever. And I was like, oh, it's fine. I think it's just swollen. I think it's just a sprain.
Yeah.
Because sprains are really sore.
Yeah.
That felt as sore as any sprain. I drove home. It was like a 45-minute drive home. It was very painful. And then my wife was like, I think the next day.
Is it all bruised?
Yeah, I was all bruised. And she was like, your foot is massive. And I was like, it's fine. It's not a big deal. Then the day after, she was like, you have got to go and get an x-ray. Got an x-ray. And I could hear them. So I got it done like within an hour or whatever. So I could hear them talking behind the curtain, and I heard a avulsion fracture, and I was like, oh no, please don't be my x-rays.
Yeah.
So avulsion fracture is when the bone and the tendon come off, so if anyone listening doesn't. So there's like a break here, and then there was a big chip gone here. It's like a separation.
Yeah.
And so a separation there, the tendons are so close, so an avulsion fracture, the tendon might have came with it. So I was like, oh no, because sometimes they need surgery, so which would obviously prolong the healing time.
Yeah.
Basically, I was supposed to get an MRI. The health service were just super unorganized, basically. No way to sugarcoat it. The doctors and nurses were lovely and stuff, but I didn't get an MRI, and not in time, but there was no MRI coming. And after like 2 weeks of trying to organize it, I was like, fuck this, it's fine. Because I was looking at full extension flexion. My toes, it was coming back more every day. So I was like, avulsion fractures can heal by themselves.
Yeah.
A lot of times they do in the foot. So I was like, okay, if I have full range of motion, I have no pain, then I don't need surgery. There's no point getting an MRI. I should have gotten an MRI, but it's the way it felt. So, so that was. It wasn't that sore.
Yeah.
Like a sprained ankle was almost sore in some ways.
Really?
The most painful injury I've ever had was the tendon here. It's a French word. It's like the queer veins.
Yeah.
It happened here and here both times. Like your thumb becomes almost immobile.
Yeah.
It happened when I was trying to squat 300 kilos. It genuinely feels like you've broken a bone in your wrist.
Really?
I'm talking like 8 out of 10 pain if you do the right thing. They were way sore than a broken foot.
Yeah.
Which is weird, but.
I remember when I tore my quad. That was probably. It felt like someone, because I trained on it for 6 months after I tore it.
Yes.
Because I was just told it was tendonitis over and over again.
You tore your quad?
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
So I had 160 for a power clean. I'm not good at powers.
Yes.
And
Same.
160 is heavy for me.
Yeah.
And I overpulled it. I guess I was really strong that day. So I pulled it like to my face, and I caught it like here.
Yeah.
So I started to come up, and I caught the bar, and right when it landed, it just felt like someone stabbed me in the knee.
On the way up?
Yeah, like right when I received it. So like putting the brakes on.
Yes.
And it popped, and I was like, that's weird. And then I just kind of messed with it for a little bit. It didn't hurt when I was sitting there, but the moment like I would do anything to flex my quad, it was like someone just had a lighter and they were just holding it up to it was so bad. And then I would just wrap the hell out of my knees and make it to where I didn't really have to use my quad.
Okay.
I competed at Junior Worlds in Tokyo. I went 6 for 6 with a torn quad.
Shit.
Yeah.
Did you see any visible damage or anything?
So it wasn't a complete tear. It was 2/3 thickness across the quad tendon.
Yeah.
My kneecap was seated like that though. Like you could tell like it was frayed here, and it just kind of sorted like that. And it would track really, really. When I would bend my knee, it would like twist like that.
That's so weird. Did you tore your quad weightlifting?
Yeah. I mean, but the thing, I was at Cal Strength and we were doing 9 sessions a week.
Okay.
Squatting 7 to 8 times a week.
Yeah.
So I was just constantly overtrained and fatigued. My recovery situation was not where it needed to be. I was getting 6 hours of sleep a night because I had to work along with that.
Oh, what were you doing for work?
GNC, selling supplements.
Nice.
Guitar Center for a little bit, just anything I could get.
Yes.
And the commute to the gym, I lived in Oakland, so it was like an hour each way.
Yeah.
Just training and then immediately sitting in a car for an hour, just every single day, 6 hours of sleep. I was also just a little shithead kid smoking a bunch of weed and not recovering properly.
Weed it's weird. It's like, some people get really defensive if you're like, weed probably isn't the best thing to be using habitually.
Yeah.
But I'm also like super, I think it's libertarian, just where you're just like people
in the middle, yeah.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like I'm I think you should, if you want to smoke weed every day,
Do it, yeah.
you should do it. But you should also be aware, you're like, that probably isn't,
It's terrible for sleep.
is it?
Terrible, yeah.
Some people feel like they can't get to sleep without it then though.
So if you have an issue to where you cannot fall asleep, I think it helps.
Yeah.
If it's to where like you sleep okay,
Yes.
you definitely don't want to incorporate it because it keeps you from going into REM sleep. It'll pretty much keep you in phase 1 and 2 the
That's
whole
only
time.
a recent kind of discovery, isn't it?
Yeah.
The REM sleep.
And I knew that because I smoked for probably 4 years just habitually, and then I stopped. And when I stopped, the dreams I was having, it was like I would go to sleep and it would be like a full psychedelic experience.
Yeah.
Then I would wake up. Because apparently your brain just, when it's deprived of deep sleep like that,
Yes.
it kind of holds on to it, so you can start hallucinating during the day, and then when you get real sleep, you're just going on a journey every time.
Okay.
And when I felt that, I was like, yeah, it probably is not great for my sleep. And my sleep's gotten a lot better since I've stopped.
Okay.
So, but when you live in California and you're 20 years old,
Yeah.
it's just kind of what you do.
You don't smoke anymore.
No, I'm sober now.
It's illegal in Texas, is it? Well,
In Austin, it's not.
is it no?
Yeah. You can't sell it, but you can have it.
Okay.
Decriminalized. But people sell it all over the place. You can buy edibles at gas stations and stuff.
No way.
Yeah.
And you go to like a rejuvenation kind of health clinic thing, is it?
They're not allowed to sell it there either.
Oh, okay.
So, but Austin's weird. They have like ketamine therapy. Like you can
I've heard
go
of this, yeah.
do ketamine if you
Yes.
pay enough money. A lot of different stuff. Like they have what is it? Ayahuasca ceremonies in
Yeah?
Austin and stuff.
Have you done them?
No. I don't need that. I'm
Yes.
pretty okay with my existence. I heard it's a not enjoyable experience at all, though. Thanks, dude.
Thank you.
That was cool.
Nice one over.
Yeah, it's cool here in Ireland. Subscribe to him if you don't. I'm sure you guys do. YouTube's much bigger than mine. If you subscribe to me, you're probably subscribed to him. But that's it. The European tour is over. We'll be back. Let me know who you guys want to see in the next one. Bye.
And that's it. Thank you guys for the views. Thank you for watching all the way to this point. The European tour is over, but I am going to go back out there probably in the summer. Shout out to Owen for driving 2.5 hours. When I flew out there, I had no idea he didn't live in Dublin. He did make the drive like 3 hours up to train with me. And it was great finally meeting him because, you know, he's just one of those people you see on social media all the time. And then when you get to meet him, it's great. And we had a fun training session. So if you don't, support them in any way you can. Thank you guys for watching. I'm leaving next week to film 5 videos. I think you guys are going to be very, very, very excited about who those guests are. I'll see you then.